Hey everybody! Today I'm going to give you a quick look at a couple different Kydex holsters from Aegis Armory, the Guardian and the Sheath. The Guardian is basically a trigger guard cover similar to others you may have seen before, whereas the Sheath is a more unique style holster that has a piece of paracord attached that you can hang it around your body. Steven from Aegis Armory sent me these to check out early this past summer, so I've been using them for roughly 4 months now to get a really good feel for them and let you guys know what I honestly think. And I really like the Sheath holster, and I've used it a lot more than the Guardian, but I do think that they're both good options for some different situations that a traditional belt holster will not work for. Neither one of these is what I would personally consider to be an everyday carry holster, although you could easily conceal the Sheath underneath something like a coat or a sweatshirt if you wanted. And you could attach the Guardian to your belt for in the waistband carry, as long as you set the paracord for a good length, or for pocket carry if your pockets are big enough. Here I'll give you a close-up look at my pink Guardian for the M&P Shield. It does fit perfectly and it snaps on really tight, has excellent retention so your gun is not just going to come out of it. It does require a bit of a sharp tug to release your gun from this holster, and it is easier to sort of pull out to the side like this than it is to pull straight from the end. You can adjust the length of paracord to your liking, so you can attach it to whatever you want, including your belt. You just loop it around like this. It's very easy. Their site does mention it as being ideal for pocket carry, but of course you can also use the same method to attach it into a bag or a purse. None of my pockets are big enough for pocket carry, and if I were to carry a purse, I have actual gun purses I would use instead, but there are some other limited uses I think could be good for this type of holster. For instance, you could tie this off inside your glove box or inside your gym bag or any oddball place like that where you should keep your trigger guard protected from stuff getting into it. You could also use this on your nightstand or next to your bed, but I've decided not to do that since I think it's too loud to take my gun out of if someone were to break into my house at night. I would much rather have my gun be quieter to access on my nightstand, so I actually use a remora holster for that instead. There are some other companies that make similar trigger guard covers, such as the Raven Concealment Vanguard holster. And I've done a video on this Vanguard where I showed it attached into a bag, so I'll link to that below so you can check it out. I really like the Vanguard, and as you can see, it is smaller than the Guardian, and it's also easier to put on. But the nice thing about Aegis is that they make them for a wide range of guns that it's harder to find this type of holster for, including the Walther PPQ. They also make their holsters in over 20 different colors, so that's really nice too. And for any of you who have the Walther PPQ, I am giving this Guardian away on Facebook, as well as this purple one for the M&P Shield. So at the end of this video, I will have some details on how to enter for those. Here is the Aegis Sheath holster. And many of you have been asking if OD green is still my favorite color since you've seen a lot of pink in my videos lately, and it definitely is. So I have this holster in OD green for both my M&P Shield and my Ruger LCP with Crimson Trace laser. And I also have an OD green one that I will be giving away on Facebook for a Ruger LCP without a Crimson Trace laser. I do think that this holster works very well when worn across your body, hung over your chest and shoulder, and worn sort of like a purse, and it is incredibly convenient if you have a use for it. It comes with a strand of paracord attached, and the newest models have this little slider on them which helps snug it up and cut down on movement when you're wearing it. Aegis told me that their standard length of cord is now 50 inches, but when I got mine several months ago, a couple were shorter than that, so I've actually taken my own paracord and swapped them out with longer pieces that work better for me. So if you own some 550 paracord, it is really easy to make a cord of whatever length you want. You just have to melt the ends with a lighter so they don't fray, and then you can slip them through this little slider piece easier. I also switch my paracord around so that the knot is against my holster here instead of up top against my shoulder, since that's where it was when I got it, and I just like it this way better. You can also completely remove the paracord if you just want to keep your gun protected with this holster in a glove box or a bag or something, And without the paracord, this tab on the back allows you to easily pop your gun out to the side. I hadn't seen any type of holster like this before Aegis contacted me, so I think it's pretty neat. And I personally like to use it for some different situations where I'm at home. This summer I used it outside my house a lot with shorts like this, since I don't really like wearing belts or belt holsters very much with shorts. So I wore this a lot while gardening and also while mowing my lawn. But I did have the paracord shorter then, and I wore it underneath my t-shirt so that it was concealed while I was out in my yard. I thought that gardening with this was especially great, since that requires a lot of crouching, and I don't like crouching a lot with an in-the-waistband holster since my gun sticks out a lot more that way. I did have to swing this holster around to rest on my back whenever I was leaning forward so that it wouldn't swing in my way, but it was very comfortable like this. I also find it super convenient to grab this holster and sling it on over my shirt or coat whenever I take my dogs out, especially if it's dark outside or if I'm in my pajamas. If you're anything like me and you like to carry your gun at home, you can also wear this around inside your house with absolutely any type of outfit, which is really great. So I'll be right back. I'm going to take my girls out. They get really excited when I put my jacket on. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Good girls. The retention is absolutely excellent with this holster. You do have to pull to the side to release your gun, but you should use both hands to reholster just so you aren't pointing the gun at yourself or anyone else, since the holster is hanging freely. You can also flip it around to draw with either hand, which is really nice, and you can carry it over either shoulder too. The paracord can cut into a little bit depending on the weight of your gun, how long you wear it, and whether or not you've got it directly against your skin or over a thin shirt. Obviously, wearing this over bulkier clothing like a sweatshirt or a coat will act as a better barrier between you and the paracord, especially for a heavier gun. Since my Ruger LCP is a lot lighter, it is very comfortable to carry this way over a thin shirt, and it actually doesn't bother me at all. I can wear the LCP in this holster all day long, and it does not bother me. Even though I prefer to carry my Shield on me, it is heavier, so I only use it in this holster for relatively short amounts of time. For gardening and mowing the lawn, where I'm wearing it a little bit longer, I would choose the LCP sheath, but for taking my dogs out, I would grab my one for the Shield, but that's just my own personal preference. Before I had tried this holster, I told Aegis that I was concerned about carrying the weight of the Shield like this, so he sent me this rough prototype to try that has a nice soft leather strap on it. And although it helped a little, the cord still cut into my neck and shoulder after a while, so honestly, I'd say if you want to carry a larger gun that's heavier, just don't wear it for an extended period of time, or just wear a sweatshirt or something thick enough to give you a little bit of padding. I did try my smaller LCP sheath around my neck just to see what it was like, but I'm not going to do that again. For one thing, the paracord will cut into you more that way, especially when unholstering, because then you're abruptly pulling it against yourself to release it. And then there's also the possibility that you could be choked with it. Aside from the potential discomfort with heavier guns, one other negative is that this holster has the potential to move around your body, especially if you don't have it cinched tight in place. So if you end up in a struggle, it could swing around and it may not end up where you initially had it to draw from. Regardless, as I said before, it's nice to have different options if you really want to have your firearm easily accessible and with you at all times. And I do think that the Sheath is a super convenient holster design, especially for carrying at home, and even more so if you hate wearing belts. Aegis Armory is a small family company in Georgia that's new as of this year, so they're shipping out fast, which is really nice, currently less than a week, and their prices are also really good. The Sheath holster is $30 to $33, which again is my personal favorite of their holsters, and the Guardian is only $15 to $18 depending on the color. So since it's so small, this time of year it would make a great stocking stuffer for your spouse or significant other. But if you'd like to try to win one, I do have the giveaway going on Facebook right now for a total of 4 Aegis holsters, and that'll end in about a week. I'm giving away 3 of them, these 3. The purple Guardian for the M&P Shield, the black Guardian for the Walther PPQ, and the OD green sheath for the Ruger LCP with the original trigger guard and not the crimson trace. And then Aegis is giving away the 4th holster, shipping directly from them, and that one will be a sheath for any gun that they make one for on their site. So to enter the giveaway for one of those 4 holsters, just click on the link below this video that goes to my public Facebook wall and follow the directions there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.